Wonderful people, hope you're doing really well out there. Hope things are really well in this wonderful, amazing, loving matrix that we're living in. Are we in the new earth yet? Are we? I don't think we are right yet. Maybe our vibrations are not high enough. Obviously I'm being very sarcastic here. So today guys, I want to speak to you about why people are addicted to the New Age movement, this fake spiritual movement, which is completely fake. There really is very, very little that represents, in my opinion, true spirituality. So why people are addicted to it, and spiritual bypassing, how it promotes spiritual bypassing, and all that kind of thing. So we're going to go a little bit deeper. We're going to break this down. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Please like the video, comment. It does help trigger those YouTube algorithms, which obviously helps the channel immensely. We're approaching, well, getting on for 10,000. I mean, I'm at 8,000 subscribers. I mean, it's taken me 5 years to get to 8,000 subscribers. I'm sure if I'd have been talking about the New Earth, I would have been at least 60, 70,000 subscribers already. But alas, a lot of my information is not so popular, it seems, or not so popular with the YouTube algorithms, let's say. But I do want to say a big thank you to those of you that do watch my content. I know a lot of you have come over from the New Age, from spiritual channels, and you found me. I just want to say that it does take a lot of courage and bravery to look at this information again, because I understand that my information doesn't necessarily feel good, not all of it anyway, but it's not really important with what feels good. It's what's more important is what feels true. And I've said before that truth is a frequency, it's a resonance, it's something that you feel, and there's a big difference between what feels good and what feels true. And particularly with the New Age, many people gravitate over to it because it feels good. Particularly if you've got, or you've had a lot of trauma, you know, when you can just think about Galactic Federation of Light, angels, meditation, all this stuff, it feels good, right? You don't have to really face anything dark, but it doesn't really feel true. And so there is a big difference. So I really appreciate people that have come over, have something in you, has really must have felt that something's not quite right, and you know, hopefully my information has helped you. So thank you for being brave enough to question the New Age and the spiritual scene, because I do understand that it is a difficult one. I mean, I wasn't totally in it, but there was certainly some things that I had to let go of to move forward. And as I say, when you consider truth, even if it doesn't feel good straight away, if you keep following that road, eventually you will get to a place where it feels good in an organic way, in an authentic way, not in like a false white light or false positive kind of way. A quick shot of white light here or there. So thank you for that. But I wanted to talk about really something that I've noticed over the years working with many clients, thousands of clients that have come to me down the years. And really, it came to me clearly the other day that essentially what the New Age spiritual scene is it's another form of addiction. Many people that come to me, they have gone from meditation retreats to working with some guru who connects them in with some kind of false white light, to then go into a Peruvian jungle to take ayahuasca, and so what you see is like a pattern with many people. They jump from one thing to the other, to the next, 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 and ultimately they get to a point where they're either no further forward or quite often actually 10 steps behind, because as many of you know, with the things that I've spoken about on other videos, a lot of these new age modalities, they're hooking you into false white light, they're opening you up to entities and distorted energies, particularly when you look at the plant medicines and things like that. I know that triggers some people as well, because people want to believe that just taking a cup of jungle juice is gonna heal a lifetime's worth of trauma. And so there is that dynamic to it as well. We live in a society where we want a quick fix to everything. You look at people's physical health. People think that they can spend years eating junk food, not working out, not looking after their health. They get ill, they get cancer, whatever it might be, and then they think that just popping a pill is somehow going to turn back the wheels of time over a period of a couple of weeks. And nature doesn't work like that. And healing doesn't really work like that. And that's what I've found from personal experience down the years. So people are constantly going off chasing these spiritual highs, and they land at my doorstep, and many of them have spent thousands of dollars trying to move forward, and they're way behind, and because they're not getting any further forward, they're trying to chase something else, going down another rabbit hole, and just getting into more and more trouble, if you like. So we live on a planet, I like to describe it as like gangster a gangster planet. So if you imagine that there's many matrices, and this matrix is the gangster matrix, right? This is a game. It's a very gangster game, gangster Sims, let's say. And so just being in this world without, even if you haven't got any trauma, childhood trauma, the very fact that we're being poisoned in our food, our air, our water, we have our rights and freedoms being taken away. We've got all this BS going on now with having to wear face nappies and, the poison dart and all that stuff being forced upon us. So even without any childhood trauma, just existing right now is traumatic. It's traumatic in and of itself, just being a human without any of that. And so most humans, we have a tendency to want to escape out of ourselves, to go out of ourselves, even if it's just for a minute, an hour, a day. We want something that gets us out of our body and escapes temporarily. Whether that be drugs for some people, or alcohol, sex, food, and the New Age is really just another expression of that. It's just another way that people can escape themselves, essentially. So what I'm saying is, and encouraging people to do, especially if you're new to the channel and you're just starting to look at my work, is to just take a step back and just stop and just think, how further forward am I since I've been doing all of this? And really be honest with yourself, because it's important to be honest with yourself in regards to this, because I know many people do have the intention to want to truly heal themselves, but just ask yourself, am I just doing this as some kind of buzz, this spiritual buzz that temporarily makes me feel good or gets me out of my body, or is there a genuine desire to heal and find the truth and move forward? And I understand it, I completely get why people are attracted to the New Age, because it ties in with people's want to feel good, which also ties in with this just being a completely traumatic place to be. You can understand why people go with all of this stuff, these angels and friendly aliens and all of this stuff, because it feels good. I get it, 100% get it. In a way, I kind of wish all this stuff was benevolent. I really do. I really do wish that Archangel Michael would come down and save us all, or some alien species is just waiting to land. Because I look around and all I see is is masked people, brainwashed people, and I think, well, these people are on our team. So in a way, sometimes I do think that it might be nice to get a little bit of a helping hand. Maybe if I'm honest, I wouldn't want them to save us, because I don't like that. It's creepy. I like to believe that humans, we're powerful and we have that ability ourselves. In fact, I know we do. But you can understand why people want to feel good. And the New Age will do that. It will give you everything that you want to feel good. And it will completely encourage spiritual bypassing as well. I mean, it's great if you've got a lot of trauma and you find out really you don't need to do anything. You've just got to connect to Archangel Michael, or you've just got to go, I don't know, to do a few self-affirmations and then you're going to heal yourself, then great. This is why when people tell me they've done a lot of inner work, I always hold back, because inner work can mean many different things to different people. Inner work for me it takes months, sometimes years, to fully transform yourself. And I'm not saying I'm there yet. I've still got layers to go, but it really ties in with our need for a quick fix and to feel good. So that's why it's very addictive, because all those traumatized people that have suffered abuse and everything like that, of course they're going to want to believe that angels are going to help them and all of this kind of stuff. So in that respect, it's very dangerous. I mean, it's packaged up in all of this love and light, but at its core, it's very evil. It really is very evil. So if that's you, and you are, or you have been stuck in a lot of these New Age trappings, and you are starting to look at this work, I do encourage you just to ask the question, where is this getting me? Because the other thing as well, what it also promotes in the New Age is it puts more precedence on the spiritual than the physical, which again is very dangerous, because right now you are a physical being, or you are a spiritual being having a physical experience in a physical domain. So what you do or don't do in this physical domain is perhaps even more important than all the spiritual stuff you're searching for. Because we're at a point now where we need to take action, and that can mean resisting, that can mean having difficult conversations with people, it can mean spreading information, it can mean just standing up and resisting a force that wants to dominate and control. But people that get caught up in the New Age, it's almost like they forget that they're a physical being, they forget that they're having this physical experience, and then that promotes more bypassing, because if you ignore what goes on in the physical right now, you're essentially going to end up more enslaved. And we see this spiritual bypassing being promoted on a wider scale through some of these quote-unquote gurus like LBRY Ladd, Magenta Pixie, in that we don't really need to do anything. All we need to do is just choose our timeline. This whole idea that we can just wake up in the morning, think happy thoughts, and choose what we experience here, which is massive spiritual bypassing. You don't just wake up and choose to be on a positive timeline. that's just delusional. We can create a positive timeline, but that positive timeline will only manifest itself if we do the real life physical work that I mentioned before. So it really does give people a wonderful way of checking out but still believing that they're doing something. Checking out and still believing that they're healing. And ultimately it has become something where people go from one thing to the next thing to the next thing to the next thing. And as I say, I work with clients down the years, and they've spent thousands of dollars on different modalities, and and I'm not saying that everything out there is bad, but we need to be discerning. We need to we need to go back and question, because yeah, it's just getting people hooked in, and the need now to move beyond this next layer of the matrix is so vitally important. And it's kind of scary to me, because not scary as in I'm really scared, but there doesn't seem to be many people talking about this next layer of the matrix that people have fallen into. It's quite clear to me that this was set up as another strand of the web. It was like you wake up and then you fall into the New Age movement. It was all set up for that. It was so genius the way it's been designed. And it's so vitally important that we spread these messages, that, you know, people that are caught up in all this New Age teachings realize that actually this is just another layer of the matrix. And it's really just set up to stop you from realizing your own truth, your own sovereignty, your own power, because everything within it is getting you to look outside of yourself. And we need to look at it as, in a way, another addiction. It's another feel-good factor. So I just wanted to bring those points to the table. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think that it's also an addiction? Did you get caught up in it yourself? I'd love to know. So yeah, let me know down below. And yeah, like I say, if you're new here, please consider subscribing, liking the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys. Bye bye.